Hello everyone, back tuning in to today's video doing JMA Friday today, having a look at the weather coming month from a Japanese and CFS B2. It's going to take us into August, so we're going into the final month of summer 2016 with this update. It hasn't been much of a summer so far. We'll see where the two long-range models are expecting any improvements over the coming month. Before I get on with that, just to say about the ads that goes over this, as links to articles on the page, so you can have a browse widgets and click through links. You'll be helping us to pay for our website, and thanks so much for doing that. And talking of thanks, big thank you to all of you that have donated so far to our charity fundraiser. We're raising money throughout July for the Warwickshire and Northamptonshire Air Ambulance. There is a personal story tied in with that. It means a great deal to myself and my family. If you want to know more about our personal story, you just have to go to our Just Giving page, and you'll be able to see what the story is behind why we're raising this money. And also, this is where you donate your money. And I've been running this since Monday. And can you believe, since Monday, we have raised an astonishing amount of money. We're already up to £420. We're just £80 short of our £500 target. I may have to raise the target again. I've already raised the target once. I started off a target of £200. We blitzed that within 24 hours. So I raised it to 500. I'm getting very close to that. I may have to raise it again. Perhaps I'll go to 750. Maybe even £1,000, who knows. But it is a huge effort, and a big thank you to all of you for donating. Your efforts with this have been absolutely astonishing, and I'm blown away by your generosity and your kindness. And a huge thank you to everyone that's donated. Haven't donated yet, there's two ways you can do it. You can either go to the Just Giving page. I'm on the Just Giving page right now. This is Gavsworthy's Just Giving page. And you just click the yellow button there that says donate, and you'll be able to donate very securely, very easily on the Just Giving website. Alternatively, you can just text your donation. To do that, you have to put in our code, which is GWVS77, and also the amount you would like to donate. So for that, it could be anything from £1 upwards, and you just text that very simply and easily to 770, and when you do that, you'll be able to text your donation. It'll either be taken off your amount that you got on your account if you're a pay-as-you-go, or it will put onto your bill if you pay your mobile through a bill account. And of course, you can go to Just Giving via the links at Gavsworthy's or the link in the description box at YouTube, and donate at Just Giving. But a huge thank you. I'm absolutely astounded by the amount of money we've managed to raise. In just 5 days, we've gone from where we started, which was nothing at all, right the way up to £420, and it's still going up all the time. So a big thank you to all of you for donating to our charity appeal. Gavsworthy's is totally free of charge, and always has been. As far as I'm concerned, always will be free of charge. And I just ask if you enjoy our updates, our videos, our written posts, just make a little bit of a contribution to the charity. And thanks very much for doing that. Right, let's get on with JMA Friday. We're going to start off 500 bit of our height anomalies, broken down into weekly periods. So the first weekly period from the JMA will take us from the 8th through to the 15th, the week that we are currently in. Blue extrapolates low pressure, yellow, orange, red extrapolates high pressure. So for the coming week, we find a big trough of low pressure around the UK, generally centred to the north, but it's very close to us. A ridge is down to the south, and the jet stream is coming through the country like that. So that looks unsettled, it looks changeable. There'll be bands of rain coming through, and temperatures won't be all that exciting either. We go through to week 2, and again looks very unsettled. Trough of low pressure indicated by those blue colours, below average height centre, very much close to the UK, just to the north. The ridge, again, it's down to the south. The trough of low pressure is going around the country a bit like that. Jet stream, that one also from the 15th to the 22nd of July looks pretty cool, pretty unsettled conditions. And then we go through to weeks 3 and 4, which is the 22nd of July through to the 5th of August. We're into the last month of summer 2016, and to be honest, there's no great sign of a change. It's still below average heights to the north of us, still probably bringing the jet stream through the country, still a ridge down to the south. That still looks pretty cool and changeable conditions to me. Let's have a look at the temperature precipitation anomalies that go with this. So that was the Northern Hemisphere view from the pole down. This is the mid-latitude view. On this chart, the antropical view. On this chart, the British Isles is just here in the very far top right-hand corner of the chart as you are looking at it. So we know that for the coming weekly period, this is the 8th through to the 15th, we've got this low pressure very close to the UK, and we're running the jet stream through like that. So that means that temperatures are coming out as expected, really generally cooler than average. We're moderately seeing quite a cool week coming up. In terms of precipitation, that looks generally wetter than average for most of us, particularly the northern part of the country. The south is a little bit drier on that one. Week 2, which is the 15th through 22nd of July, again, it's another unsettled week with below average heights close to the country. So once again, we come away with a cooler than average return. Temperature anomalies coming out below average. Precipitation, again, no surprise really, generally above average. So it looks pretty grim for the next couple of weeks, you have to say, from the JMA. Temperatures below average, precipitation above average, not what you want in high summer. Week 3 and 4, or weeks 3 and 4, still looks a bit changeable. Low pressure is out to the north and west of the country. Temperature anomalies, look at this, still generally coming out cooler than average. That looks pretty grim, really, and I'm afraid it's a full house of above average precipitation there as well. So this does imply a very grim spell coming up for the coming month. The saving grace, of course, is that these are highly experimental and not to be relied upon. But if you take the JMA at face value, that looks pretty grim for the rest of July. Have a look at CFS-V2, and these are 500 millibar heights broken down into weekly periods. The first week period takes us from the 8th through to the 14th of July. Almost identical to what the JMA are doing. Got below average heights around the UK, generally to the north and west. Got a ridge across central parts of Europe and southern Europe. We're running the jet stream through the country like that. It does look very unsettled, this. There'd be showers, if not longer spells of rain, coming through during the coming week. The next week, though, does look a bit better. Now, this is a change from what the JMA is doing. This is from the 15th through to 21st of July, and it's building up this ridge here from the southwest, and the trough of low pressure is coming more centred in the middle of the Atlantic. So that's an improving picture. The jet stream's rising to the north and going a bit like that. That's a warmer and drier scenario. It is out of line with what the JMA is doing for that week 2. JMA is not doing that, but CFS does look a bit better for that particular week. And this looks quite decent as well. The 22nd through to 28th of July shows a ridge of above average heights, then going into Central Europe. So that ridge builds up through week 2. I mean, in week 3, it moves into Central Europe as this area of low pressure trough starts to advance back in from the Atlantic. But jet stream's going like that, so it could be very warm, actually, that, and possibly thundery as well, as this ridge moves into Central Europe, the trough moves in from the middle of the Atlantic. You pull up southerly winds, possibly generate a Spanish plume and a thundery breakdown from that period from the 22nd through to the 28th of July. It's very different to what the JMA is doing. And then we go through to week 4, which is 29th through to the 4th of August. And it turns more unsettled. The trough of low pressure is to the northwest of the country. Jet stream's coming back in and doing something like that. So the ridge that starts off in week 2, building across the country, by week 4, it's over across the east of Europe and the west of Russia, taking any heat potential with it. And we're back into a cooler, more changeable scenario for the very end of July and the start of August. Temperature anomalies then for the coming week looks generally close to average, so not a great deviation there from the 8th through to the 14th of July with the temperatures. Week 2 looks cooler than average. That's as we're building that ridge up. I thought that could be a warmer, drier week, but the temperature anomaly doesn't look great, I have to say. Week 3, this is when I think we could generate a little bit of heat as that ridge moves into central parts of Europe. We could pull up a southerly wind, And the model is only showing average temperatures, but notice most of Europe going significantly warmer than average. I think there's some heat potential there. Sometimes you have to interpret these models. I think week 2 is too pessimistic with the temperatures. And week 3, I think that heat that's across much of Europe could well get into the country, at least temporarily, before perhaps a thundery breakdown comes along. And then week 4, it goes cooler than average again. You would expect that as the western northwesterly flow returns back in off the Atlantic Ocean. Precipitation anomalies for the coming week, it's a changeable week, so wetter than average from the 8th to the 14th. Week 2, which is the 15th through to the 21st of July, generally goes a bit drier than average in the south, but still a bit wetter than average in the north and west. Week 3, 22nd, 28th of July, there's no real signal here. And I would suspect it probably starts off quite warm and dry, maybe turning thundery, something like that. And then week 4, generally no signal again, although it does hint at being a bit wetter than average. You probably can't see it, but it does hint at being a bit wetter than average in the northwest of the country. So we've got a discrepancy here between the JMA and the CFS-V2. The JMA looks very, very changeable, cool, unsettled, above average rainfall, below average temperatures throughout the period. Looks pretty grim from now right through into August. The CFS-V2 looks better. It starts off in line with the JMA, so the coming week is cool and unsettled. Then we go through to week 2, build up a ridge. Week 3 takes that ridge into Central Europe and possibly brings a thundery breakdown. By week 4, we're back to cool, unsettled, changeable weather. So what's going on here? I'm not quite sure, actually. But I do think we're likely to have maybe a drier interlude in the second half of the month. I think this JMA looks a bit pessimistic, really. Let's go with the CFS. Let's keep our fingers crossed that we're going to get at least a bit of an improvement in the second half of July. Just for a while, we might pull up some warmer temperatures, possibly quite quickly breaking down into thunderstorms, have a Spanish bloom, and then by the end of July we're probably back where we started in an unsettled westerly Atlantic-driven flow. It's all experimental, that's just what it's showing today. Tomorrow we do a weekend forecast, so come back for that. And what I've got to say, I think that covers just about everything. Oh yeah, don't forget to donate to our charity. Apparently haven't yet done so. Big thank you to those that have. Right, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.